everyone, welcome back to Crochet and Crime, where I crochet and I tell true crime stories. Today we'll be talking about Aileen Wuornos? Aileen? I'm gonna go with Aileen. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about Aileen Wuornos. She is like one of the most known female serial killers. And her story is actually really wild. So I just wanted to let you guys know that this story does talk about assault and abuse and other very graphic things. So if you're not into that, I suggest you click away from this video. And yeah, with that, let's get into it. Growing up, Aileen did not get to meet her father. He was actually in prison whenever she grew up, and when Aileen was 4 years old, her mom dropped off Aileen and her older brother off at her grandparents' house and never came back. So when they realized that the mom was not gonna return, the grandparents adopted Aileen and her brother. At 11 years old, Aileen would begin engaging in sexual activities for food and drugs. She also said that her home life was not good, and Aileen and her brother would engage in sexual activities at home, and her grandpa was an alcoholic and would sexually assault and abuse Aileen. The grandpa would even allow family and friends to come by and also assault Aileen. And there wasn't anything said about like the brother or if they did the same thing to him, but I can only assume that they did. But then again, he didn't say anything, or there wasn't anything said about it. At 14 years old, Aileen became pregnant by one of her grandpa's friends, and so she had to stay in this home for unwed mothers, and that is where she would have her baby, which was given up for adoption. Then she went back to her grandparents' house, and shortly after, her grandmother died of liver failure, and Aileen had dropped out of school to help her grandpa out, and when Aileen was 15 years old, her grandpa kicked her and her brother out of the house. While they were homeless and roaming the streets together, her brother left her alone and just kind of left without a word. And so Aileen went to a wooded area and just kind of lived there until she got a job as a sex worker at 15 years old. At 18 years old, Aileen was arrested in Colorado for drinking and driving, and also for firing a pistol while driving. And she never showed up to court. She wasn't about that prison life, so she hitchhiked to Florida, where she met 69-year-old Lewis. They got married shortly after. Aileen had temper issues and would frequently get into fights at bars. And she was arrested for assault, and she even assaulted her husband, hitting him with his own cane. He filed a restraining order, and so Aileen fled and went her own way and was arrested yet again for assaulting someone. And around this time, her brother died of cancer. He gave Aileen $10,000 and she got herself a car, which she wrecked. And so she went back to Florida and was arrested for armed robbery, landing her a year in jail. Years and years passed, and Aileen was in and out of jail for armed robbery, grand theft auto, obstruction of justice, resisting arrest, literally everything. She was just all over the place. And in 1986, she met Tyra Moore in a gay bar, and they both really hit it off. Aileen said that she was kind of a little bit offish about the whole relationship thing, which was understandable, thinking of her upbringing and the years of abuse and sexual assault she went through, how she would not really be comfortable with loving relationships. And that was kind of not really a weird thing, but a weird thing for her, or something that she's just not really used to. But they both really hit it off. They both fell in love, and they moved in together, like, pretty early on in their relationship. And Tyra would even defend Aileen when accusations of assault were placed on her. In 1989, Aileen upped her crime game and ended up killing 7 men in 12 months. She ended up killing Richard Charles Mallory, David Andrew Spears, Charles Edmund Carsadon, Peter Abraham Seams, Troy Eugene Burris, Charles Richard Dick Humphreys, and Walter Gino Antonio. These men were of the older crowd, and they picked her up for sexual favors and stuff like that. And like, she was still a sex worker. And one of the victims was actually a convicted rapist. And so for her to defend herself, like during court and stuff, she would say that she was using self-defense from that victim in order to clear her name, kind of, for his murder. So while on the run, Aileen and Tyra got into an argument, causing Tyra to leave, and during this time the police found Aileen's fingerprints. So they were looking for her, and they had Tyra help them get a confession for the murders. So they arrest Aileen, and she changed her story so many times in court, and her story would not ever add up. And media and people all around were going crazy for this case, and Aileen was pretty much begging the judge to sentence her to death. And many people said it might be because she was quite literally failed by everyone, you know, her parents, her grandparents, her brother. She was just ready to leave. So on October 9th of 2002, Aileen was killed on death row. I already finished this up, so there's no coming back. I'm already here. Oh, I'm not leaving. Anyways, let's just go ahead and do this. This is weird. This is the first time in Crochet and Crime history where I'm able to finish it without saying I'll be right back. Anyways, so I decided to crochet me and my mom some tops for a concert that we are going to this weekend. So this is hers. It's a nice little mesh gradient one, and she can tie it in the back and feed it through these little holes so they close up in the back. And I made myself this green one. I would model it for you, but I'm self-conscious, which is funny because this is a crop top, but it's gonna be hot outside and I'm gonna probably be stunning. Anyways, crop top, and it has like this little spider web thing in the middle, and I love it. I'm so happy. But yeah, today's story was absolutely wild. It was heartbreaking. It was all over the place, really. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And, you know, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my socials down in the comment section below. Also, sorry for not being here last week. I was a little under the weather and couldn't. So, and also this video might not even be posted until Thursday. Damn. I need to figure out my schedule, first of all, because school is, like, just started and my brain is not all the way here because I was sick and then I had to go to school and then it was gross. Anyways, hope you have a great day or night. I'll check in with you guys next week for another amazing story, and yeah, hope you have a great day or night. I've said that like 5 times already. Good lord. Anyways, goodbye.